Welcome to a deep dive into Amazon's innovation principles and how leaders can apply them to foster breakthrough insights within their own organizations. Our journey begins by exploring three breakthrough insights that drive innovation, starting with the powerful concept that structure beats culture. Many companies mistakenly try to build an innovation culture through brainstorming sessions and motivational posters. But this often fails because motivation fades without a supportive system. Amazon's approach is different. Their innovation culture is deeply embedded within their organizational structure, making it inherently sustainable. This includes 2 pizza teams for autonomy, single-threaded leadership for clear accountability, and the Type 1/Type 2 framework for speed. They also utilize working backwards for customer obsession and disagree and commit to ensure conviction in decisions. You cannot motivate innovation if your structure demands 7 approval layers or measures long-term thinking with quarterly metrics. Amazon understood that changing the structure automatically changes behavior, providing permission and clarity rather than just motivation. Our second insight is that mechanisms beat meetings, creating self-enforcing systems for innovation. Instead of endless brainstorming meetings, Amazon builds mechanisms that inherently force innovation. The PRFAQ mechanism, for instance, requires a press release and FAQ before product launch, ensuring customer obsession from the start. The high standards mechanism, driven by Bezos's regular product reviews, embedded quality without needing a separate department. Single-threaded ownership forces individuals to consider customer value, technical excellence, and long-term vision simultaneously. These mechanisms are self-enforcing. If a working backwards document is required, people will work backwards because they have to, not just because they're motivated. Finally, our third insight reveals that patience beats pressure when it comes to true innovation. Most organizations push for fast delivery, leading to short-term wins but long-term mediocrity. Amazon, however, applies pressure on long-term outcomes like customer delight and market leadership while exercising patience on timelines. AWS took 7 years to become profitable, Prime took years, and Kindle also required significant time to become the standard e-reader. If quarterly profit pressure had dominated, these groundbreaking innovations would likely not exist today. Leaders must shield their teams from quarterly pressure, set ambitious long-term outcomes, and grant autonomy with patience on timelines. This seemingly counterintuitive approach is essential for category-defining innovation. Now, let's explore lessons you can borrow for your own organization, starting with structure, not culture. Instead of consultants or workshops, identify strategic bets needing single-threaded ownership. Assign clear owners with decision-making authority, empower small teams of 6 to 10 people, and protect them from competing priorities. Allow them to fail, as structure change combined with autonomy automatically leads to culture change. Next, implement the working backwards approach in your organization. Before any project, require teams to write a press release describing customer benefit and an FAQ answering likely customer questions. Also, define success metrics from the customer's perspective, forcing clarity and non-negotiable customer focus. This approach can be adapted across sectors, from healthcare to real estate, always prioritizing the end-user experience. Our third lesson is to adopt Type 1/Type 2 decision-making. Audit your recent decisions to distinguish truly irreversible Type 1 decisions from reversible Type 2 decisions. For Type 2 decisions, eliminate approval layers, empower individual contributors, and create experiment budgets with clear kill criteria. This unlocks velocity without sacrificing quality on critical decisions. The fourth lesson is to build in failure tolerance. Distinguish good failures, well-reasoned experiments that didn't work, from bad failures due to poor execution or ignoring data. Celebrate good failures publicly and scrutinize mediocrity. Allocate 10 to 20% of your R&D budget for high-risk, high-reward bets with explicit kill criteria and short timelines. The message should be clear. Failure is an expected part of innovation, not a career-ending event. Our final lesson is to separate metrics by time horizon. Create 3 portfolio buckets. H1 for core business optimization, H2 for adjacent expansion, and H3 for transformative bets. Measure each bucket separately with appropriate metrics. quarterly for H1, annual for H2, and 5 to 10-year outcomes for H3. Don't expect H3 initiatives to show profits in year 2. That's not their purpose. Different horizons require different metrics and appropriate expectations. By applying these Amazonian principles, leaders can cultivate a truly innovative and resilient organization.